just saying right there. Okay. Hello guys. Got this today. Going to be doing foam filling of one of the Jason Goes to Hell. She's being smart ass. She's gonna get in trouble. It's my wife, by the way. She's helping me because this is a two-person job. Basically what I've got here is this polyurethane rigid 2-pound foam. Morris Materials. Got A and B. A and B. Now this is a 1-to-1 mix. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to scale out the actual measurements because it's going to be kind of a test to see how well it fills the mask and how much is needed. So all I'm going to do, take the A, pour right there in the cup, get so much. I have to have it to where I can move the A to the B. The B is thicker, so what you want to do is mix thoroughly. This is a 30-second. It's got 30 seconds to be mixed before it kicks off. Now, I'm not going to mix it just yet because I'm going to get a stirring stick. Got the B, the exact measurements in the cups are 1-to-1. Some of these are 2-to-1, that type of thing, but these are 1-to-1. So what I got to do real quick before I do that, be right back and get a stirring stick. Ah, see? Always got to have stirring sticks on hand. Now what you want to do, take your A, which is thinner and lighter liquid, pour it into the B. Make sure it gets all in there. Take a little stick, scrape it out. Now what my wife is going to do, part of her job, is to hold this mask while I pour this in here. Because I don't have anywhere to set it and keep it filled. Don't
you use a stirring stick?
Oh yeah, I got to stir that. Okay, now I'm going to count to 30 before I then stir this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. It's already starting to kick off. I'm going to pour it in, tilt it back a little bit. Back. Now what we do is pour that in there. I'll just slightly move it around. Yeah, there you go. Just swirl it around a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't push too hard on the head. There you go. Perfectly. Damn stick. And just make sure it gets all in the bottom. And it coats the bottom. And what you're doing is stirring it on the bottom. Now hold it right there just like that and let it rise. Then it'll start to warm up. Just leave it stationary. And when it starts to warm up, it's going to expand. And when it does that, it's going to kick off. And it takes about 5 minutes to be solidly cured. It takes about 30 seconds to mix it up and pour it in. While we're waiting for that to do it and set up, I'm going to try another one. Just to set up, and I got this cup again. Mix an A to B. And if it doesn't need to be used for this mask, I've got 3 more back there that I need to foam fill, and just leave it stationary. There you go. And just stand right there or sit.
I was going to try and see if they could see it.
Okay, here's what we do.
Have a little look.
Have a little look. Don't move it. It's starting to set up, starting to swell, starting to kick off and pop up. When that does that, just go ahead and just stay stationary. I'm going to get another cup.
Yeah,
no, I've got a bunch of cups here. See, this is the thing, I get distracted and crap. Can't really use this one because this one's already got mixed.
it's frothing more. Do you want to show them?
No, just leave it there and let it rise. It's
No,
got to rise like a cake.
Yeah. Do you want to show your audience?
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, here's what happens. This is basically just to show you guys. You see that? Let me do this. Flip it around. Boop. Here we go. Now, see, it's rising, and it's going to take a few minutes for it to rise to full potential. So, I want to make sure that I let it rise and set, and I can always put more foam on there and it'll heat to it. So, that's a good thing. I've got another batch ready to go to be mixed, and we'll wait for this to set up and set off. You don't want to mush your mask in or have it misshapen or anything, because you want the foam to expand to all the corners and all the nooks and crannies and everything. Normally, I would take a 1/4-inch pipe. There's another thing you can do. It's like I got. Where's my stand? What you can also do, some people do this. They'll have like little bungee cords, and they can clip and hang it. Yeah, it's still rising. It's still doing its thing. And what they can do is clip and hang it with a little gator clip and a bungee cord and just hang it on there. Pour that in there, let it rise. What you can also do if you want it to have a hole, if you're going to make it for display, take it, it's a 1/2-inch PVC pipe. What you can do is you can wrap this in saran wrap and then put it inside the form and hold it, and then that way it'll grip around it. And if you want to take the stand off, you simply just move it. The saran wrap comes out, but you have a perfect indentation hole where you can just slip it on and off a stand if you want. You can also do that after the fact. You can take a drill, like a little drill, and just whoop, right through it. This is a bit of a rigid foam that I'm using. I'm going to go ahead and see, it's already done this. We're going to do it. We'll show you one more time. So it's starting to swell up. It's gotten pretty good. I'm going to reach down and barely touch it. It's still soft. So it's got to take some time to, do that. I'm going to go ahead and mix another batch and pour it in. What I want to do is make sure that it adheres to it, but it doesn't swell. That's why I'm having her hold it, because if I have it and I have it in a box with bags around it, and it could mush the form, and if it goes to expand, it's just going to distort it. So I don't want any distortions. There's foam on the stick, and I'm going to get a towel and wipe that off. Where are my towels? Here they are. Now see, I've got 3 of these things to do. I don't think we'll do them all today on the live, on this live broadcast, but I will wipe off the stick. Throw that in the garbage. Okay. I'll pour this in again. Mix it up. Let's see if I can get this just a little bit. We'll get both of us in here. Terry Malone Elliott says, "Hi, Amanda." Terry Joe Malone Elliott. 1, 2,
Hello,
3,
Elliott.
4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12,
I can't read
13,
any of that. It's too
14,
small.
15. Martin Ridley, he's the guy this is going to in the UK. See what you're saying, Martin? Ah, Amanda, yes. He says, Martin says hi from England.
Hello.
Now, Amanda, as some of you may know, like Terry does, she's from New Zealand, so say something.
Something.
Anything.
Thanks.
There you go. All right.
Well,
we
you
go.
keep taking all the conversation. Here's
Alright.
a bit of a conversation, Hog. I don't always get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, I do like to chat. Okay, pull it back just a wee bit. There you go. There you go. I'm just kind of running it around. Don't want to.
Oh, it's warm.
Yes, it is warm. It is warm.
Not
It's
hot,
supposed
but
to
just
be
warm.
Not hot. Nope, not hot. Just warm. And what it wants to do is you just hold it right there. Now, in the case that some of this may have, I've checked this particular mask last night or this morning.
You can't use that one over there.
Can't use that one. So here, got a cup, foam filling right here. Got some foam actually on the table, which I got to get off. It peels right off and it's soft. And people, you do want to wear gloves for this, but you know what? Like I said, I'm not governed by OSHA or any of that crap, so I don't really pay attention to rules. And we may or may not need one more batch. And it looks like this is not going to work for all three masks at the moment. So I am going to just do one. And then have to order some more foam. And this lady has cut me off my credit card until I start selling some of these things. So you can help me buy more materials. Please buy from me. I'm telling the truth right in front of my wife. And she will tell you guys if I'm fibbing. But yes, is it true that you cut me off my credit card? See, she's laughing. She knows it's true. She rides my ass because I get out here and I do stuff and I make stuff and I get excited and I go, look what I did. Well, how much are you going to sell it for? I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. What are rules? Oh, yeah. You're not kidding, Martin.
Have a look down.
Okay, here, hold it. I don't want to squeeze it and misshape it. I'm going to show you guys what's going on with it. Don't stretch it either.
I'm not. Just hold it.
That's what the foam's doing. One more batch should do it. If it comes out, it's okay because when it hardens, I can saw it off, cut it off. You got to be careful on some of these things where you don't have the foam get on the outside of the mask in some unnecessary places. Definitely not outside. So, what do we got here? What are the rules? The rules are if you have, hang on. If you have to smoke cigars and be wearing boxing shorts to watch these live, well, yes, it does cost a lot to make. We're going to do one more batch. We'll see how this is insofar as the shape and warming up. It's still warm. I might want to do half a batch on that. So see, it's still retaining the shape. It's filling out. I'm going to do about a half batch on this just to be safe. So I'm going to pour exactly half of this in there. And then the rest I can pour back in my container. So measure this off and make sure it's exactly half. It'll be a little bit more, you won't get in trouble, but I don't really want to do more than half.
Use the other end because you just got
Yeah, I could use the other end or I can do this. Just wipe it off. Because it's still soft enough, you could just wipe it off the end of your stick. Throw it away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, move back just a little bit. 17, 18, 19, 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Okay. It's nice and foamy. I'm going to pour this in the middle. around, and hopefully it will do its job, retain its shape. There we go. Like I said, generally you would have this stationary somewhere where you can keep it from being smushed and moved around. However,
you need to put it down into the ear.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to slide it around here a little bit on the sides. All I'm doing is turning the mask to make sure it... See, I just need her for the initial pour. Once it's gotten solid and it's tough, you can gently just take it and roll it around. And just make sure it gets all around the sides and stuff in an equal, even manner. And once it starts kicking off, you don't want to move it too much because air bubbles will pop and it will keep it from rising. Just keep it down low.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good. Just leave it stationary. So, what we've got. Now, the thing, I'm going to be making more of these and paint up for sale. Yes, I am, Richard. Martin, this is basically what this is called Morse material. This is a rigid pour foam. It is a polyurethane foam. Don't shake it. Stop. Don't do that. You'll disrupt the air bubbles. Please, don't do that. I need it to rise. I don't need it to stabilize. So you see it's a Morse material. That's a part B. And as part A, I will tell you that you can use, if you are here in the United States, you can use what they have at Lowe's and Home Depot known as a fence post foam filler. That's exactly right. It's an expander foam, Martin. Exactly. It's expander foam. And doing that,
Do you smooth it out at
pretty
all?
much, if I touch it and smooth it out, my wife just asked if I could smooth it out. I cannot touch it and smooth it out because if I do that,
it goes flat.
It goes soft. It stops rising. So what I can do,
like a cake, you can't do
right?
It with some.
What I can do is I can make little batches, little tiny batches, and drip little tiny bits in the parts that are not rising. But we'll let it rise and see what it does because it doesn't have to be completely solid. I'll do that. Howard, I've got 3 more of these things to do, and then I'm going to make another pull. Martin, if you need to use a cavity wall filler, if it's expanding foam, I'm sure you can get that from somewhere. If you go on Amazon, that's why I bought this expanding foam filler. Is at Amazon, and I don't know if they ship. I think they do ship to England. I don't know what the shipping and handling is. Now see, it's still expanding, and I was worried about these little edges here. Hold the lip, hold the lip, hold the lip. Right there. There you go, and right there. Right here. Hold it right there. There you go. See, that way you're not putting pressure on it, and it can do that thing.
Well, there's none there. It's solid down there.
Right. It is solid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in 5 minutes, this thing will be fully expanded. I will turn it around so you can see the whole head has its original form. It is not misshapen. It is not expanding beyond what it needs to do. So that's a way that you kind of keep it stationary. Like I said, I have places in here I can hang this up. And just like, up here at the rafters, drop a bungee cord and a clip and hang it. But I don't really want to do that. So what we'll do is for this one, it will be pretty much set. I'll let it set for a little while See what happens. If I need to go back in with foam filler later, I can just take a little bit of amount. I might do that now. Let's do that now real quick. Set you guys back over here. And we will mix up a little bit in a separate cup. We'll kill a lot of cups today. I'm just going to dribble a little bit. Just a wee bit. A tiny bit. I mean, not even covering the inside of the bottom. There we go. Do the 30-second countdown. Throw that away. You could use popsicle sticks if you use a small amount. Yep, it's thick enough. Now what I'm going to do is just dribble this down right here. And the sides. Let it drip right down there. Pour it right there in the front a little bit. Pour it right down there on the sides and try not to get on the mask. And then there's a little hole here.
Well, that's that hole there that you still haven't quite got.
Right.
On the side.
Tilt it towards me a little bit. Thank you.
That seems to be okay. It's just over in that hole there.
Yeah, I know. And that's going to expand. Just run it, tilt it towards me. Tilt it towards me.
Mm-hmm.
The front end, baby. The front end. Tilt it.
Well,
like
that's
that.
what I was doing.
Like this.
Okay.
That way. So it'll run in there.
And try and get that hole here.
Yes. Try to get this goop in there. Good and good. Thing is, try to catch your stuff before it really starts kicking off. Because if you don't, you're going to be in trouble. Wasn't that what the coroner said in the movie? You're going to be in trouble. So ever so carefully, I'm going to use a brush for this just to get it off and drop it in there. Woohoo! Not pat it down or anything like that. It's not going to move around. It's going to be stationary. So there we go. Now, what we're doing, there again. Martin, no, I will not be at the Wonderfest in Kentucky. Malachi King, what we're doing, foam filling a Jason Goes to Hell mask for the blown up head prop. I've got 3 of these things to do. I'm just doing one live on camera now to show you guys the process. Since this will be a decapitated head, it will likely be cut off somewhere in here. And then the foam itself will be cut and eviscerated to look like a severed neck. And then painted up. And the reason I chose to do this now was because I can put this on my stand here. And put that on the stand and just drill a little hole in here when this hardens up. Put that stand in there and paint it up. And of course, I'm not going to do latex. It's going to be this a static prop. So I can use latex and plastic dip to make this, see? And this is what happens when you don't want it to rise. When it's finished rising, you just tap it with something, not your fingers. Usually a brush or something like that, or a stick. And it will keep the air bubbles from rising. I'm okay with it doing it that way. Put a little bit more in there, I think. I'm going to do that. So that's like a Halloween mask. Yes, Darlene, what this is a Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's hold it up for Darlene to see. This is actually, hold that now. I'll take Darlene in here. We'll go in here, and Darlene, I'll show you what it is. I've got some right here. I've got 2 over there, the master copy, another one due. Then I got one right here that I got to do, and foam fill and paint. And I just have this guy on the stand from last night because I was trimming them up. By the way, I've also got 4 of these guys ready to go. Just got them sanded down and ready to go. So what we're going to do now is just set this aside. We'll put it in a box somewhere because the bottom is foam filled really well. Holding its shape. Thank you very much, my lovely assistant. And we need to go feed some critters. So Malachi King. It depends if you want them to paint them up yourself, or if you want to have me do it. If you guys are any type of artists and stuff and you have your own take that you want to do on them, of course I will sell them for a slightly reduced price as unpainted. If they are painted, detailed, prop, foam filled, and have a stand, they're going to run close to 200, I would think. I don't really want to be, an asshole about this, but, like I said, my wife cut my credit card off, and I do need to make money to buy more supplies, because you guys can see here, I am very low on foam. And I've got the latex pool from the rib setting up. I've got plenty of latex, but I'm very low on foam, so I need to get more of that. And I need some plastic dip. Of course, I've got the silicone and stuff like that. So I've got a ton of things going on here. And I need to get some of these projects underway and done. So I'm just asking if you guys would be so kind as to support me by buying some of these. Now these plastic bags I have here, good example. I'll show you again. So I do with all the masks when you get them cast, set, and done. And you take them off your stand. You're not going to use the stand for anything. What are you going to do? We baby powdered this thing this morning, early this morning. I just turned around and dumped the baby powder out. And this is going to be a foam-filled mask as usual. But until I get to that, take a bunch of plastic bags in there and stuff plastic bags in it so it keeps its shape. Then I can turn around and set it over here with the others. See? And they sit perfectly. And they're nice. And they don't go anywhere. Y'all stay right there, be good boys, and don't go nowhere. I also have Malachi, in case you're interested. I also have these. I've got part 7 body parts that I've already cast. These are ribs. Front ribs. Oops. Front ribs right here. I'll put those up there. You see the shit. That's why I hang them up here so they'll be out of my way. Got 3 sets of front ribs done. Got the knees. These are 2 knees. This is where you take this, cut it down the middle, and you've got 2 knee inserts for your costume. And these are very thin and lightweight, so you guys don't. And I've got 3 sets of knees over there. I've got a set of ribs right down here that I'll pull out. But I'm going to clean all this up. And, oh, I need the beer, right. Yeah. Ha! I tell you what, this is my idea of beer, Mike. That's about as alcoholic as I get. Real brew tea with alcohol in it, twisted tea. That's it. So anyway, I'm going to clean this mess up. And that will be it for today's video. Okay, I appreciate you guys watching. I love you guys, and thank you so much for the support. If you want to know what the prices are and stuff, feel free to PM me or DM me on Facebook, and I'll let you know. It's not a problem. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.